Are you not happy with the way your belly looks after you've birthed a baby? And have you tried just about everything to make it look better with no results? Maybe it's more than the exercises you're doing. It could be more about how you're carrying your body from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And I want to talk to you for a second about standing posture, because this completely and totally matters when we think about what you're doing all day long. So I'm going to take off my coat here so you can see me a little more clearly. When you're standing, it's very tempting when we have something, look at me even now, it's very tempting to lean into something, and we don't want to seem threatening, so we usually hunch off to one side or seem smaller. I want you to own the plot of land that you've been given and stand in that plot of land. Now, how do you stand with good posture? Making sure that all your bones are in their most neutral alignment so that the muscles that slingshot off those bones are working at their most optimal length tension relationship. Well, I want you to start at your feet. So first thing you should look at is your toes should be pointing straight ahead. No duck feet or external rotation down here. Once you've got that, you're going to rock your weight back into your heels. So I don't want any weight in the tips of your toes. It should all be underneath these bones and then mostly in the heel, almost like you're rooted to the ground, like the roots of a tree. Next thing, when you work up to your knees should be straight but not locked. So that's an important point. You should be able to squeeze your quad and make your kneecaps move. If your legs are locked, if your knees are locked, you're not going to be able to do that. And then I want you to think about your knee pit. Just like you have an armpit, you have a knee pit at the back of the leg. So you want your knee pit directly behind you. And a lot of us stand this way with our knees coming inwards, which puts our knee pits to the outskirts of the room. So instead, I want you to think about rolling your thighs out just about a ½ an inch so those knee pits are directly behind you. And when you do that, you're going to feel your butt muscles turn on just a little bit. So now I'm naturally working my gluteals just by the way I'm standing and presenting myself. Your pelvis should be in neutral, which means not too tucked, not too arched, roughly a spot where these bones and your pubic bone are in the same plane. And then if you work your way up to your rib cage, I want you to think about your ribs like a bell that swings off your shoulder. Sometimes we think this is a good stance, this soldier stance, but my bell is rung up here. And I really want a quiet bell position that's stacked directly over my neutral pelvis, earlobes over shoulders. If this is the way that you're presenting yourself as you stand and move around your world, talk to a friend, stand in line at a store, prepare your meals, the muscles that slingshot off those bones are going to be working for you even if you're not exercising. So I want you to start thinking less about that hour of exercise that you're doing and more about what you're doing when you're not exercising to see if you can maximize the position you're putting your body in and finally see results. I teach you all this and more in my 6-week DRA/Core Restore class, which is a combination of education just like this and expertly designed exercises. I use this program to heal my own midsection, and I've used it with hundreds of thousands of women, and they get great results. To learn more, log on to carriekoziel.com.